Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of the basketball season. Welcome to 2026, Matt. It is so good to see you, Matt. We are back.
It is great to be back, Harrison, back in the David Braley Athletic and Recreation Center for some more Mohawk Mountaineers athletics. And like you said, basketball is up first. And yeah, I'm so happy to be back here in 2026. And I guess, yeah, let's preview the matchup number 1 of the year.
Yeah, here in the Big 26, we are back with basketball, but we did talk about it, Matt. Both teams have not played since the end of November, so basically, almost 2 months, a month and a half. The Mountaineers did play an exhibition game, but again, not the same thing as a full-on regular season game, so we'll have to see if that has any effect, as the Mountaineers have said 8-0. They are one of the 3 teams left, Matt, in the country that are still undefeated.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, undefeated Harrison. They picked up a win against every team in their division in 2025. So they're really on a roll. And like you said, it's just going to be a matter of if there's any rust in today's game or if they're going to come out just as hot as they went into the break. And they're leading the OCAA in every offensive category, essentially, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, points per game, everything important. So, and as you see here, we get the tail of the tape there. Obviously, they're first. And Redeemer on the other side, kind of on a bit of a skid. So maybe it's a fresh start in the 2026 for them. Maybe they're looking to kind of be reborn and kind of reinvent themselves here in the new year.
Yeah, kind of a bit of the opposite of the Mountaineers in terms of stats, as we have the tail of the tape in front of you. But as you said, 2026, it's a new year, a bit of rust. Maybe some things have changed, but obviously the Mountaineers would like to continue what they've been doing. And for Redeemer, they'd like to basically forget about 2025, and that nice break will help out as we look again at the Eastern Conference with Loyalists, one of the few teams still undefeated with the Mountaineers, and the standings looking very good. But just like we've been saying, Matt, still a lot of games left, and with the new year, you'll never know what can happen.
Absolutely. We'll see what kind of mindset this Mountaineers squad comes out with here to start the new calendar year. And I know that the entire coaching staff and the entire roster wants to keep that big goose egg in the loss column for sure. So we'll have to see kind of what I would imagine maybe a bit of a slower start. I mean, we've seen that in some games in the past where they kind of take a little bit to settle in, and then obviously, they've had such a huge margin of victory in every game that eventually they settle in and they do put their foot on the gas pedal. And they're going against a Redeemer team that they're on a 6-game win streak going back to 2022, 2023. So maybe it's going to take them a little bit to kind of wake up and get into it, but we shall see.
Yeah, we talked about that first quarter. They were not getting dominated, but it's just more even and just a feeling out process. But as you said, we're going to take a short break. We're going to have national anthems, player introductions. So we will be back shortly. right with that beautiful national anthem and starting lineup introductions. We are about set to get ready to go. Matt, one thing I noticed, the Royals may be looking a little bit nervous, a little bit tense. Obviously, Mountaineers intimidating record, intimidating stats, and hopefully they would look to continue that. But the Royals, you never know what can happen.
Yeah, we'll see. Like we said in the pregame, it's a new year. It's almost like a new season almost with the long break both teams had. So like you said, we'll see who comes off to a quick start here in 2026.
Mountaineers win the tip-off as it's Williams once again. It's Mohawk with a very similar starting lineup that we've seen for most of the year in the beginning of the season. Now, back outside, Williams down low gets it and lays it in for the first points of 2026. Maddie Anderson with the assist on that.
Those two played off of each other really well in the first half of the season, so it's great to see them kind of pick up right where they left off, getting things going here.
Royals, that's got to be an 8-second, and it is.
And that's that full court we saw so much last year, Harrison, already coming into effect. It was kind of looked, like you said, they looked a little bit nervous in the pregame, the Royals, and then they were a little overwhelmed there with the full press.
Yeah, the Mountaineers, when they've done that full court press, it's very overwhelming as Williams takes a jumper, no good. Rebound will go out of play as the Royals will regain possession, but just as you said, when they've done that full court press, it's been very difficult, not even just because of the speed, but because they don't leave your side.
They don't. It's the entire length of the court just suffocating, and it worked well there.
The Royals do break out this time. Hoagland, guarded by Sophie, has it stolen away, but she gets it back, but out of bounds as she stepped out, and the Mountaineers turn it over once again.
So Sophie had I mean, I guess you could say everyone on the roster had a great 2025, but she led the team in assists and in steals, so she'll look to keep that going.
Now it is Sophie. She dribbles in, kicks it back out. Drain open for three. Yes!
Sydney Drain with the first points from beyond the arc for the Mountaineers. They got off to a quick start, and the press is back on.
It is back on. Royals able to move it up, and Sophie steals it, but then just can't keep it alive. But once again, the press continues as even that time the Royals were able to move the ball probably a little bit more than the Mountaineers wanted. Nearly was stolen away, and Drain continuing from 2025, Matt.
Absolutely, that one's a bit of an errant pass.
Drain picks it up, goes for the layup, no good. Late foul call. It did look like a clear foul. Surprised it wasn't called earlier as Drain will get her first chance at the line.
Obviously, Mohawk has been dominant in all areas shooting the ball, but they were also leading the OCAA in free throw percentage, in 2025. So we'll see how Sydney Drain kicks things off, and it is a make. So far 100% in the new year.
I was about to say that, Matt, but I'm not trying to jinx such a thing.
Fair enough.
Drain.
Ooh.
Does miss the
Might be on
second
me,
one.
that one, but
That one goes off of Smith's face, so she has a laugh about that as now the Royals take back possession, but so far so good for the Mountaineers in 2026. Full court press continues. However, the Royals able to almost break out as Zemby plays it out, but Sophie deflects it, picked up, and once again stolen away this time. Smith kicks it out. Anderson layup blocked, stolen right back by the Royals. A great defensive play. And Sophie goes in. She will pick up the foul. She went in hard contact there, but a great steal coming from Van Rolte, number 7 on the Redeemer Royals.
yeah, not the player they wanted to see down early on. If Nessa Sophie was all over the court in that first couple of minutes, and now we've got some substitutions coming from the Royals. And I think it'll be Rachel Guanzan checking in for her first action of 2026 to replace Sophie here. So a bit of an injury timeout.
Any rust that we thought were coming in. Obviously, yes, they did play an exhibition game, but not maybe the same. Although they did win by what, 60 points?
62 points. Yeah,
Jesus.
they played 2 exhibition games actually, but like you said, not maybe I mean, obviously they were on. You know, they
Clearly.
dominated both, won by 62 points in the last game. But this is the first bit of, you know, action that has some real consequence. I feel like it's a different energy in the building when it's a regular season matchup for sure.
Yes, we didn't really mention this, but pretty packed out house here, Matt. As almost the entire stands are filled. As you said, Rachel Guanzan will be coming in for Sophie. Clearly, I think maybe caught something in the face as he was looking.
That's what it appeared to be. It was a loose ball foul was called, but I couldn't see exactly what made contact with her head there, but hopefully everything is okay.
Both teams talking with their coaches as they're given maybe a couple minutes for the hot start for the Mountaineers to hopefully this doesn't cool them down or at least go over things as Sophie is back to her feet and the crowd gives her an ovation.
Good to see that. And yeah, hopefully the momentum isn't broken up here, but obviously we're glad to see Vanessa Sophie get off on her own 2 feet, and hopefully she will return to this one.
Seemed to be a bloody nose, I'm going to assume. I think that little timeout for the Royals, without it being a timeout, is probably the best thing that could have happened, as the Mountaineers have been all over this game. Not necessarily completely dominant, but you know, some costly turnovers from the Royals will definitely want to be straightened out.
Yeah, they'll need to settle in and try to get to their game plan, as they really haven't even had a field goal chance. And there's another steal from Maddie Anderson.
Anderson steals it, plays it down low to Drain. Her layup, no good. Rebound collected by Anderson, but she just goes out of plays. Once again, Royals turnovers continues.
Yeah, just not able to really come up with an answer for this full press, but looks like they may have something coming now.
That one deflected by Williams, goes out of bounds as Drain loses it. Once again, Mountaineers just can't quite keep their hands on the ball. Not necessarily a mistake on their part, just, you know, it's the ball.
Yeah, and like you said, pregame, you know, first real game in a couple of months for both squads, so maybe the hands not quite as sharp as they would normally be, but surely they'll improve as this one goes on.
The Royals control. Top of the key, plays it down low, Williams guarding. The floater, no good, coming from Brogden Hill. First shot for the Royals is off. Williams kicks it out, Guanzan, open shot. No good, rebound picked up by Brogden Hill. She's being double teamed. Trying to dribble away from Williams. Long outlet pass for Lazambi. Now a chance for the Royals. Is down low, spin move from Van Rattle, and she puts it in to give the Royals their first points of 2026, but Anderson almost immediately the other way. Jumper is good.
We saw Maddie Anderson go on some big runs last calendar year, scoring in bunches, so we'll see if that gets her going, as the Mountaineers are still up by 6.
Floater no good from Lazenby. Now it is Sydney Drain. Drain to Anderson. Anderson thought about it. Passes out to Williams. Williams, mid-range jumper. No good, rebound collected by Drain, runs into Smith. As now the Royals will pick it right back up. Now Lazenby, long three, no good. Rebound to Williams. Williams quickly up to Drain. Drain dribbles in, holds to Smith. Smith drives, layup, no good. Rebound collected by the Royals as this fast pace continues. Double team is there and it's stolen. Williams finds Smith. The open layup is good.
Once again, Mountaineers generating chances off of turnovers. That time they sink it. I'd say they've had maybe more uncharacteristic amount of misses off of turnovers than we would have normally seen, but that one goes down cleanly from Joanna Smith.
The frantic pace of this game, Matt, is something I don't think, maybe I'm having a bit of short-term memory loss, but I do not remember the pace being this fast, as that layup from Brogden Hill is good.
Yeah, definitely a lot more loose ball opportunities and turnovers than we've seen. I would have to agree, unless we're both having some amnesia. This is definitely the most high octane first couple minutes I think we've called.
Smith goes in, does not get the call. The Royals trying to continue to push pace. Van Dyke back outside to Lazenby. He drives in, layup, no good, but a foul is called.
I think the Royals are lucky not to be down 14, 16-ish points. I mean, they're only down 6 right now, but there's at least 8 points, I would say, that Mountaineers have left on the board, unfortunately, early on with some uncharacteristic misses. So we'll see if that gets cleaned up. Not to say they've been bad, obviously, still up.
No. But I think it goes back to what we said, usually, even in 2025 first quarters, it would usually be maybe a slower start, as we were saying. So this is not anything new. It's the first free throw, no good from Lazenby. Brogdon Hill's made a couple of those quick shots. Not necessarily bad defense from Williams, just good offense.
I thought she had a really good first couple of minutes there. She was shooting the ball, playing great defense, and I think came up with a couple of steals. So
second free throw was good as the lead is now cut down to 5. Anderson, guarded closely by Van Dyke, kicks it back out as that is Ross getting her first minutes of 2026. That one given up by the Mountaineers. Now here come the Royals. Van Howligan, back out to Van Raalte. She dribbles in, tries to kick it out, but throws it away. It must have been deflected, as the Royals will keep possession.
Under 10 seconds on the shot clock, they're gonna have to get into a set really quick here.
Van Dyke had it, lost it, as almost stolen away by Ross. Shot clock winding down, she's gonna have to heave up a shot. Throws it down low, good idea, but it's just out of reach.
And that was great inbound defense by Kate Ross there to break that up, as forced the Royals into a low percentage play there. Kind of had to heave up a pass that got broken up. So Kate Ross came off the bench, made an immediate impact here.
Royals making their first subs of this one. Anderson with it. Plays it back to Ross. Ross finds Guanzan. Guanzan, Anderson for 3. Yes!
She is so deadly from that range. Harrison in the winter break did not seem to ice or slow her down at all, as she's come out hot here in 2026.
That one is an 8-second once again. So another turnover by the Royals, and Mountaineers will happily pick the ball back up, as it will be Maddie Anderson on inbounding duties. She will find Drain. Drain holding on to it. Outside to Ross. Ross almost lost it. Finds Oliver, open jumper is good. As Kendra Oliver gets her first 2 points of the 2026 second half.
Good heads-up play there from Kate Ross, seeing Oliver open in the corner, and like you said, Kendra Oliver, another big piece of this team, getting her feet wet here in the new year.
Now it's the Royals' turn, as that one is a foul, a push by Anderson. So the Royals will go down, as the Mountaineers make another substitution, as this time it is Dawahi checking in for Drain. Inbound is up. Once again, the Royals holding. Van Rattle tries to play it down low, and a foul called on Anderson for the hold.
See if the Royals can find some more success. They've got a little bit more time on the shot clock than their last inbound play, 14, so not such a rush this time, as Joanna Smith will be back into the game for Mohawk.
Yeah, definitely don't want Maddie Anderson getting into foul trouble early. The Mountaineers have a couple of fouls, but it's not necessarily an uncharacteristic thing that we've seen so far, as that one thrown away. But the Royals keep possession once again, but they can't seem to find anything, man.
No, a lot of Mountaineer hands and body parts in the passing lanes. Nothing coming easy for this Redeemer Royal squad.
The inbound is up. Oliver guarding. Double team is there. Layup, no good. Gets another chance. And still no good. Shot clock winding down to 2-1. A shot has to be put up, but it cannot be, as the Mountaineer defense suffocates the Royals into yet another turnover, as Brogdon Hill couldn't get the layup to fall, and by the time she passed it out to Van Raw teal, there was not enough time.
Yeah, and credit Kendra Oliver. She contested, I think, 2 or 3 attempts in the paint there, so really kind of wasted a lot of time for the Royals inside and led to that shot clock violation.
Now Dawahi with it. She drives in. Her layup is good, and the foul.
So everyone seemingly firing on all cylinders here, Harrison. I think all the usual suspects just about now have gotten involved in this one, and that was a beautiful little move to cut into the paint, and Dawahi getting the and one early on.
Now subbing in for, I think, the first time, at least that we've seen, is Abby Trafford, actually, that we have not seen yet, Matt.
Nope. Different look. New faces here in the new year, so we'll see as she mixes in.
May have been suffering from a knee or leg injury, as we see from the braces. That one stolen away by Dawahi. Pass to Smith. It's beautiful. It's good. And it's all smiles from Dawahi.
That was absolutely beautiful. The steal and then a beautiful assist there from Mohawk Dawahi.
Dyke takes it back out. Zondad. She's being double teamed. And jump ball is called. As I think for the Royals right now, it's just you don't know what to do, Coach.
Yeah, frustration seeming to mount on the visiting bench here, but I'm not really sure what the answer is. This Mohawk team has just come out, you know, as sharp as ever, and not giving them an inch of space on the floor. And every pass, every shot, every dribble seemingly has been contested so far.
Definitely making it hard on the Royals. And now maybe an open shot and a foul call on Dawahi.
Just a little bit late there, coming over the back on that foul as she makes contact with the head there of Lazenby.
Couldn't quite get her hand on the ball. Instead found another round-shaped thing, but you can't hit the head.
Nope, that one they're not going to let go. They're going to blow that one down every single time.
First free throw does fall. As the Mountaineer lead has already gotten up to 14. Make that 13 as the second one falls as well. Bringing up the ball is Trafford. Now Smith. Smith to Guanzan. Guanzan dribbles in, kicks it out. Smith open for 3. Banks it in! It's 2026 and the bank is open.
Absolutely, and it seems like everyone is ready to make a deposit as the wealth has been shared throughout the lineup.
Kicking out now, an open 3 is good. Return fire coming from Hoagland. Abigail Hoagland takes that one. Smith with it once again. Back to Dawahi. Dawahi will take the 3 and make the 3.
Absolutely thrilling stuff, back-to-back-to-back three-pointers here.
Dawahi nearly picks up the steal, couldn't quite get it. And Dawahi dives. She may have gotten tripped up. Oliver able to pick it up with the steal and finds Guanzan all alone. Layup is good.
Friendly bounce there as it almost looked like it roll out, and Dawahi was slow to get up after that collision, but she is staying in the game, at least for now.
Tripped on the Royal player that fell as well. No, there's no I don't think there's no intent behind that, Mattis. It was just one of those plays that happens. The 3 is off, battle for the loose ball, and it will be jump ball. Mountaineer will take back possession as Frogden Hill couldn't quite keep that one. Mountaineers will look to continue the onslaught that has been this first quarter. Almost up by 20. Dawahi jabs, now drives, turning, shot no good. Picked up by Oliver, plays it back to her, and she is fouled. It's a beautiful play coming from both of those nice ladies. As right there was Oliver with a nice little nifty pass.
Absolutely good heads-up play. Didn't love the shot selection on the first try there by Dawahi, but she'll get a chance now at the line to make up for that with a couple of points, and like you said, put them up possibly by more than 20 points here in the first quarter alone. So things have certainly gone as expected, I would think, for this Mountaineers team, and Unfortunately for Redeemers so far, they haven't found that new life I'm sure they were looking for at the start of the new year.
Second free throw, no good. The Mountaineers pick up the rebound, and Glanzan makes another.
It's Thanksgiving dinner. Everyone's eating, Harrison.
I didn't know it was already Thanksgiving, but hey, the Mountaineers say welcome all as the threes continue to fly. Now, the Royals coming back and a foul called. I think this time on Joanna Smith. So far for the Mountaineers, it's been all smiles and really just complete dominance offensively and defensively. Is maybe a bit of a soft foul there.
Possibly, but, you know, the Royals are going to have to take points however they can come, and that first miss there going to haunt them as they're already down by such a deficit early on, as the last 30 seconds will wrap up here shortly.
Second free throw, no good as well. Oliver keeps it alive with the behind-the-back pass. Don't really see that often.
Absolutely terrific pass. She had a couple of great passes already.
Clearly doing her best Magic Johnson impression. It's now Smith to Dawahi as the Mountaineers seemingly running out the clock. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. She drives, puts it up, does not get it off in time.
I think that still goes according to plan, as they were definitely burning out as much of that last 20 seconds as they could, but Dawahi just needed to pull up just a half second earlier to get that one off in time.
Now the Royals will get the last shot, but they won't be able to get it up in time for the first quarter of 2026 for the Mohawk Mountaineers women basketball team. Goes probably as they would have liked.
I think so. I think Mihai Raducanu and the entire coaching staff won't have too much to complain about, although I'm sure, you know, their mindset is always you could do a little bit better.
You always have to, you know, when you're 8-0, you can't be too soft.
No.
You know, that turkey dinner is it's too nice. So you gotta throw in, you know, maybe add in like the gravy.
Something, you know, but I mean, if we were worried about any rust, I didn't see any at all. So
definitely not from the threes.
As we get a look here, and like we were saying, everyone getting involved, the entire starting lineup, everyone off the bench played well. You know, this team obviously thinking big picture beyond just the regular season success, but so far they're, you know, making sure that every single game they're getting the job done, and the Royals on their end just need to take it one possession at a time, I think, and create some sort of rhythm and slow down what's been an absolute onslaught from the women's squad here for the Mountaineers.
I think a good word to put it is shell shock. They looked a little bit, I wouldn't even say lost, they just didn't really know what to do.
And I think when you come out against an opponent from the first, you know, jump ball, and they're coming at you full court and they're jumping into passing lanes and not even letting you get settled in, as a team who's kind of trying to find, you know, new life, it's just hard to get into your game and get into any sort of continuity offensively or defensively. So I think the Mountaineers, that was probably the game plan. They just come out, let's smother them right from the jump ball. We think we're better. We know standings-wise and stats-wise we're better. So far, plan's been executed, I would say, to perfection on the Mountaineer side.
I think it also makes it harder when the Mountaineers decide to be the Golden State Warriors and not miss a three.
That never hurts either. I mean, I know we've seen them shoot a lot of threes, and they have one of the best percentages in the OCAA, but they're nearly perfect, if not perfect, in this game from beyond the arc. And like you said, that never hurts.
No, it does not, as we are getting ready to start the second quarter. I think in terms of identity for the Mountaineers, it's the full court pressure defense, the threes, and then that nice little soft inside pass into a layup.
Absolutely. And just complimentary basketball. I mean, turnovers leading to points offensively, and when you're shooting the way they are, complimentary basketball comes pretty easy.
Yes, it does. It's now Lays NB, probably the best player for the Royals, other than Brogdon Hill in that first quarter. Now it is Noble, plays it back out, but that one off the hands of Van Houwelingen, as she could not reach over that one, as the Mountaineers once again first turnover is Megan Fox checks in for her first minutes of 2026.
And Mountaineers getting deep into their rotation, and why not when you've built the lead like this? Let's get everybody involved and get everyone's, you know, into the new year and shake off any rust that there might be. Not that we've seen any.
Anderson makes that mid-range jumper. She's 2 for 2 from that area. So now, once again, Zambi, she's being pressured. You cannot stand still against this Mountaineer defense. As a foul called.
It's on Megan Fox. I think she just a little too overzealous with the double team there. Didn't quite get her feet set.
Once again, Royals will keep possession. Sembi, down low to Rogden Hill, guarded by Williams. Rogden Hill drives. Williams trying to stay in front of her, but a nice move, and she'll make that layup.
And that time she beats Tiffany Williams inside, but I'm sure we'll see that battle time and time again tonight.
Sure we will, as Williams would love to get some revenge, as it is Ross. Finds Fox open for 3. No good. Rebound for Rogden Hill, but a battle for it, as the Mountaineers will keep possession.
Maddie Anderson getting into the nitty-gritty there, fighting for that offensive rebound. So it's kind of separating these two teams right now.
Yeah, I think one team, obviously Mountaineers picked up, more fouls, but they've definitely been more physical and more active offensively and defensively. As Fox tried to find Williams, or that one out of reach, as Rogden Hill picks up the steal. It's now pushing pace, and Hogan plays it outside. Open for 3 is Lazembe. No good. Rebound collected by Williams. She finds Drain. Drain dribbles in. Down low to Williams. Her layup is good.
Great leading pass there from Sydney Drain, and Tiffany Williams kind of getting her lick back there as she picks up a point inside the paint of her own this quarter.
Now the shot up, no good from Van Rolte, and a foul called this time on Faith Nobles. Clearly, she hit Williams from behind. Fox bringing it up for the Mountaineers. Finds Drain. Drain to Ross. Just past her hands. As once again, the Royals pick it up.
It's a rare miscue offensively for the Mountaineers today.
Lazenby drives. Her layup is good. Now it is Ross once again, as the Mountaineers will look to get back into their first quarter form. Still up by a lot. Open, Fox for 3. This time it's good.
Leaves no mistake there as Megan Fox joins the three-point parade here.
A beautiful parade it is, as that one into the feet, and Ross able to pick it up.
I think she'll pick up the foul there too. Oh, no, that one's gonna go against the Royals, but yeah, she did a good job getting involved there, and then kind of an awkward collision there. Luckily nobody landed awkwardly on top of any kneecaps or ankles or anything like that, as both players collided.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought there's no way she could have picked up a foul there. Train bringing it up, finds Fox, takes another 3, no good. Rebound collected by Rogden Hill, being pressured by Anderson. Can't find her way around. Nice pass to leave it off to Lazembe, and she'll be able to bring it up. Lazembe down low to Rogden Hill, and a foul called, this time on Drain.
Almost half of the points from the Royal side here have been from the free throw line, so don't want to get into foul trouble if you're Mohawk and give this team an opportunity to climb back in the game when, 5-on-5, they're not really much they can do to you offensively with the defense playing so sharp today.
That is for sure. Once again, it will be Lazembe on the inbound. The Mountaineer defense continues to be a problem for the Royals. As Lazembe now looks, finds Rogden Hill. Shot clock down to 10 seconds. Rogden Hill drives on Williams, goes inside.
And it seems like the Royals, they really want this one-on-one with Brogdon Hill and Williams, or Brogdon Hill and anyone, as when she gets the ball, you'll see everyone just clear out into the perimeter and kind of let that become a one-on-one.
This time there won't be a 1v1, at least for now. Never mind, now Brogdon Hill goes for the lefty layup, no good. Rebound collected by Anderson. Anderson finds Fox, almost lost it. Layup is good.
Beautiful recovery there, and on the other end, Maddie Anderson obviously reading that they were feeding Brogdon Hill as she gets a hand on that. And the double team defensively leading to that fast break chance for Megan Fox.
So now the Mountaineers with a musketeer change,
Yep.
as Gwanzan checks back in. Oliver and Smith.
And there's just no rest for this Royals team as Oliver and everyone checks out, and this new platoon, like you said, comes in. It's just all killers, all people, firing on all cylinders. Their bench is so deep.
As the Royals do call a timeout, the first timeout called, maybe, I wouldn't say, I think it may have been a little bit too late. Obviously, it's still a second quarter, Matt, but with how the Mountaineers have been, especially in the press, maybe you would think they'd call it one, at least in the first.
You'd think, but I mean, at this point, I think you're just trying to keep your head up, and we'll have a look at the playoff picture coming up here.
As the Mountaineers are first in the West, so we're in the West.
We are in the West.
Interesting.
And you can see we would be playing St. Lawrence there, who has not picked up a win. And for Redeemer, sitting outside of the playoffs. But yeah, obviously Mohawk won the OCAA playoffs last year, so their mindset, obviously they got to take care of business each and every game here in the regular season, but you have to think as this one kind of winds down to that last quarter of the season, they're thinking playoffs all the way, but so far they've had no problem taking care of business, getting the job done against the Royals, but they'll have to keep that up for 2 more quarters and another 6:20 here in the second.
Yep, still a lot of season left to play, but Mountaineers would love to, as we've been saying, keep that goose egg heading into the playoffs. As now the shot up is good. This time coming from Van Houligan, her first make of this one. Now it is Fox to Oliver, both Oliver and Williams on the court at the same time. Something we don't usually see. Fox open corner 3, no good. Williams does deflect it up, but can't wrap it right down, as once again it is Van Dyke finding an open 3 is good once again. Van Howland makes back-to-back threes. Van Houligan, sorry, makes back-to-back threes, Matt.
Yeah, that's what they need to do if they want to get back into this one. Just start letting it fly from beyond the arc, as they pick up a quick 6 points to cut this one down. Still a big deficit, but that never hurts.
Fox pull up, no good once again. You admire the confidence of this Mountaineer team. Just keep pulling up. Even if you miss, most people wouldn't take another shot, but you keep shooting it, and obviously we already saw her made 1. So now Van Dyke with it once again. Sorry, Van Rattle, and she drives in, no good, but is fouled, so she will get a chance at the line.
A lot of V names on this Redeemer team.
A lot of V names.
A lot of Vans, even in the coaching staff.
Very interesting. His first free throw does bounce in for Van Rattle.
So I'd say much better so far for Redeemer in this quarter than the last one. So they cut this one down 20 points almost. 21-point deficit now, but still better results so far as they've kind of settled up into some sort of a rhythm.
Fox no good, but Williams' second effort no good as well. Wanted a foul. As that timeout clearly worked well for the Royals, at least so far. Once again, the ball being brought up by Lazenby. Plays it into the corner, driving is Van Dyke. Her layup does not fall. Rebound for Oliver. She'll slow things down to Gwanzan. Gwanzan finds Williams in the paint. Williams posting up, drives, layup is good.
Great post move there by Tiffany Williams. As we've seen those two go back and forth in this second quarter. That time, Tiffany Williams getting the better of the matchup against Rugden Hill. And we'll get some new faces as Dawahi and Trafford checking into the game.
That one given up, so the Mountaineers once again take back possession as substitutions are made, as Williams is off, as well as Fox. Back in the game, Dawahi. Squanzan drives, her mid-range jumper no good. As well back on the court is Trafford. So once again, the Royals press right back, but that one intercepted by Dawahi. She'll slow things down. Dawahi to Guanzan, wide open for three, no good. Rebound collected by the Royals, as they will push pace once again with Van Houligan. She'll play it down low, open shot for Lazembe, no good. Rebound collected by Froze. Froze kicks it back out to Rugden Hill. Her lefty layup, no good, collected by Smith. Smith pushing pace. She'll find Dawahi. Dawahi takes the jumper, off the rim and out. Smith can't get the rebound. I think both teams maybe a little bit tired now.
Yeah, the fatigue seemed to have set in as the lid's a little more firmly on the basket in this quarter. That one falls to kind of break a bit of a stalemate. But Mohawk had a little bit more shooting trouble, and I think a well-timed little timeout has been called here on the Mountaineers side. Is that seemingly endless, you know, river of points that was flowing in the first quarter has dried up a little bit here. They'll have to kind of collect themselves a little bit. Not that I think they're in any danger of giving up the lead at this moment. They're still up, you know, over 20 points, but not as dominant as they were in the first half.
I think it starts with obviously, you know, making changes, putting in some newer faces that haven't played as much. However, for the Mountaineers, it's still been so far so good. I think just in the last few minutes, no team could really score, and I think both were getting very tired, so a good timeout to be called there by the Mountaineers coaching staff, as both teams will coat things over, have a drink of water, Gatorade.
It's been all gas, no brakes, really, from the jump here. So I don't blame either side for being a little fatigued. And I mean, the one good thing for Mohawk is your bench is so deep, and you can tell they've really made an effort today to get everybody into the game, and the rotations have been pretty quick. So, you know, you'd think you'd have some players coming in right now who maybe have a little bit more juice, but we'll see who can finish out this last 3 or so minutes the best, and see if Mohawk can regain sort of that insurmountable deficit they had built over the Royals.
I think it was, after the first Mountaineer point of the first quarter, it was press, press, press all the way. As Dawahi's three, short, rebound collected by Froze. Froze plays it out once again as Sydney Lazenby will bring it up for the Royals. Now with it is Ogland. Ogland has it deflected by Dawahi. Dawahi can't keep it alive, but you'll take that great defensive effort.
Dawahi's just so sneaky. She's got good wingspan, very long. She gets into passing lanes and picks pockets so well, like all game. And we saw this all in 2025 too. She's just not giving anybody any free space or anything uncontested.
The shot clock winds down. Froze drives on Oliver. Her layup no good, and a big collision there.
And Dawahi, I think two players down here, but I definitely saw Dawahi get contact to the head there.
And they call it on Dawahi on the foul. Didn't really look like.
There was contact on, I think, from both, but I mean, from what I saw, it seemed like Dawahi got the brunt of the contact. I would have thought, if anything, you'd call maybe just a wash or jump ball, but they're going to award Redeemer with 2 free throws, I think.
Very interesting. It didn't really look like Dawahi did anything there to merit the fouls. Contact just came to her, maybe.
Maybe initiated by her first, obviously going up for that rebound. So, nevertheless, Redeemer going to get another chance, and We've seen Lazenby at the free throw line a ton today.
The first free throw is good. Second free throw, no good. Rebound collected by Drain. Drain to Guanzan. Guanzan down low. Dawahi's layup is good.
That's the Mountaineers' bread and butter right there, finding a man cutting into the paint, and they break a bit of a dry spell on their end.
Lazenby plays it down low to Hoagland. Hoagland down low to Froze. Her layup no good, and Dawahi is called on the foul.
Yeah, and you can hear Dawahi looked very frustrated and immediately getting calls from the bench just to, you know, not display any negative body language. We know this is a very passionate team. I know we saw last calendar year, we saw some frustration boil over at times, but Dawahi's gonna keep her head high and, you know, turn the other cheek to that one, as I think back-to-back fouls, maybe just getting some frustration boiling up.
Both free throws good from Froze. As once again the Mountaineers will make a substitution as Smith checks in for Dawahi. Drain bringing up the ball. Drain drives all the way in. Her layup, no good. Rebound up for grabs as all the Royal players nearly all ran into each other. So now it is Brogden Hill. Plays it off. Now it's Van Dyke. Almost has it stolen away by Drain. Van Dyke back down low to Brogden Hill. Guarded by Guanzan. Maybe a bit of a mismatch. She drives in, kicks it out for Froze. Her three, no good. Rebound collected by the Mountaineers. Drain will slow things down. We'll find Smith now. Thought about the three, doesn't take it. Drives in. Her layup fouled. No good, but she will take 2 free throws.
Been a bit of a quiet quarter for Joanna Smith. What we're used to seeing her, one of the leading scorers on this team, but she'll get a chance to get involved points-wise here in the second quarter. The deficit still at 20 points here. So the Mountaineers still very much in control.
First free throw, no good from Smith. Second free throw, however, is good with 1:22 left in the first half.
See, that press has become a lot more soft in the full court.
That one was up for grabs, given away, deflected. But the Royals do maybe luck out a little bit, keep possession. So now it is once again familiar face in Lazenby. She will get it back, fires up the three, off the front of the rim. Rebound collected by the Royals, no good. Oliver able to pick up their second opportunity. Now Drain, outlet pass to Guanzan. Guanzan finds Smith. Smith, down low to Oliver, almost had it stolen. Oliver, beautiful spin move, can't make the hook shot. Rebound collected by the Royals as Lazenby. She drives in, her layup is good. And the foul.
See Lazenby get, I think, maybe her 7th or 8th chance at the free throw line, so she's done a good job today getting into the interior and drawing fouls. As the lead shrinks down below 20 points for the first time in a long time.
So now the Mountaineers will take another timeout, sorry, so we'll have more subs come on with less than, I think we're at 42 seconds left in this one quarter.
Yep, just about, and it's going to be maybe just a bit of a timeout to maybe try to get into a 2-for-1 situation.
Yeah, you'll want to get some points back as it has been a bit of a dry spell, but with how the lead's been, the Mountaineers will be okay with that. However, they'll definitely want a nice 2-for-1 possession here heading into the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a story of a lot of the games we've called for the women is when you have it seemingly wrapped up after the first quarter, built this huge 20-plus point lead. It's how do you stay locked in and how do you stay sharp? Obviously, you can't play full court press defense, for an entire 40-minute game, but that is what generated that big lead. So it's how do you kind of adjust as the game goes on and fatigue sets in, and you're kind of in a way, you're playing with the house. The other team's playing with house money because there's maybe what people they're counting themselves out, or other people are counting them out, and they're the ones, the Mountaineers with everything to lose. So let's see it, as this last couple possessions go and how this second half goes, if the Mountaineers can stay on top.
How it is Train bringing up the ball for the Mountaineers. 35 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Lanzan with it. Oliver almost lost it, but she drives in with speed. Lefty layup is good. And now the second opportunity points are there as that one almost gets away from the Royals. A heroic effort from Lazenby to keep that one alive. And now Brogden Hill, she'll drive in on Oliver. Lefty layup, no good from her. Second opportunity swatted away by Oliver. Outlet pass to Smith. Her layup is good.
And that's the 2-for-1 they were looking for. Probably not how Coach Mihai Raducanu drew it up, but nevertheless they come out and extend their lead back up and over 20 points, so probably an ideal outcome of that last 40-ish seconds there for the Mountaineers, although it was a bit of a frantic end to the half.
Is it safe to say the coaching staff are geniuses? Because maybe they didn't draw it up like that, but they got it like that.
Nevertheless, the result still counts the same, as we'll see some highlights from that second quarter, which bit of a mixed bag, but Mountaineers still maintaining a healthy lead.
Yeah, I think we said, with how deep their bench is, wanting to give more people opportunities. And, first game back of the season, the rust wasn't there in the first, but may have been a little bit in the second. I think after the first quarter, we got accustomed to every three going in.
I was just gonna say. I was thinking. We
got ahead of ourselves.
We get a little bit excited. They play almost perfect basketball, like you said. The threes going in, causing turnovers on every play. So our standard gets so high.
Yeah.
They didn't play bad by any stretch of the imagination, but we've become accustomed. We're spoiled, really, Harrison.
Yeah, when they play okay, it's not good enough.
No, we're like,
come on.
You're only up, 22 points, but still. There were a few things I'm sure they're going to want to clean up, but
it was not a bad quarter.
It was not a bad quarter. We're just, we're so used to them playing this, godly level, and it skews your vision of how they should be playing.
Christmas may have passed, but with all those presents under the tree, that was the first half for the Mountaineers, as we will now be heading to a nice little 13-minute break. So go get some food. Go to the bathroom, do what you need to do. We will be back with the second half shortly. what has been a very solid start of this game. Once again, my name is Harrison Myers. I'm joined with, once again, Matt Chandru, as we will have a nice player package for you of highlights, thanks to our broadcasting team. As first we'll be showing off Maddie Anderson, who we've talked a lot. Matt, she has been very good in, I think, every game we've commentated.
Yeah, she's got 7 points in that first half, couple rebounds, couple assists, always doing her thing. And then there's Malak Dawahi, who's come off the bench today and made a huge impact in the paint. And she's played well, I mean, off of Rachel Guanzan, off of, I think Megan Fox had an assist to her. She's got great chemistry with all her teammates. And really everyone's, yeah, like we said, you know, we've been spoiled. We're a little bit nitpicky maybe with some of our criticism, as they've played really a great entire half, but that first quarter, one of the strongest ones I think we've called in any game so far this season, and we'll see if they can keep that rolling into half number 2 here as they look to wrap this one up and improve to 9-0 on the year.
As the buzzer sounds, the second half will begin. The Royals will start with the ball, as they are down by 22. They were able to, at the end of the second quarter, they were able to reduce the lead to less than 20, but a run by the Mountaineers
Speak of the devil.
As Anderson with the steal goes for the layup. She is fouled. As finally it is the Mountaineers getting to the free throw line.
That was one thing that maybe if you were going to really hone in on one thing to clean up for the Mountaineers, it was a lot of a lot of trips to the free throw line for the Royals, and Lazenby in particular. Now Maddie Anderson going to get her, I think, her first or second opportunity today from the free throw line.
Anderson will make her second after missing her first. Once again, the press continues. Lazenby, long outlet pass to Van Dyke. Van Dyke plays it quickly to Van Raltiel, but that one stolen away. Is now drained. Quickly up to Guanzan. Open, Anderson thought about it, doesn't take the three. Finds Tiffany Williams. Smith, corner Guanzan. She'll dribble the ball back out. Finds Anderson, pull up three, no good. Rebound collected once again, as it is Lazenby. Short quick pass, finds Van Rattle. She played in the corner. Chance for three that time, no good from Van Hogland, and the outlet pass to Smith is good for the first 2 points of the Mountaineers in the second half, third quarter. Is battle for it. Once again, the full court press continues as she'll bounce it off Smith's foot. Good heads up play from Lazenby.
As we can see, like you said, the full court press, is back on in full effect. Obviously, that 15-20 minute break there for halftime put some energy back into these Mountaineer legs as a steal is made there.
Anderson wide open for three, no good. Rebound could not be held in by Drain. But once again, I mean, actually no, it was deflected off by a Royal player, so the Mountaineers will keep possession. But once again, the turnovers, especially early on in the quarters, and that for the Royals continue to add on.
Yeah, as that one, I think Tiffany Williams going to get to the line on a shooting foul there. But yeah, early on, like, the Mountaineers just come with this it's like an avalanche of pressure and turnovers generated, and they lead the OCAA. That's another one of the, they lead the OCAA in a lot of stats, but opponent turnovers per game is their #1 in that category. So last thing you want to do is give them opportunities on fast breaks or second chances like they have right now. And Tiffany Williams making the Royals pay a little bit here as she'll try to get 2 points from the free throw line. And she will.
She does get 2 points. So once again, the Mountaineers continue their onslaught, but now a chance for the Royals to get their first 2 points. Sprugden Hills layup, no good as she gets blocked by Williams. Now Anderson with speed, kicks it out to Smith in the corner. Smith back down low to Anderson, finds Williams, layup, doesn't bounce in. His rebound collected by the Royals as they're on a fast break chance. Drain, last woman back, but she does her best defensive effort, and it works out as Van Raltiel can't score, but that one given away. Van Raltiel will get 2 points in the end. Now Drain will bring it up once again for the Mountaineers. Smith, corner Anderson, drives in, tried to find Williams, but the pass, not enough on it, and stolen away by Rogden Hill. Once again, the Royals pushing pace. Van Dyke kicks it out. Rogden Hill for 3. No good. Good box out from Blanzan as Anderson picks up the rebound. Finds Drain. Drain to Williams. Blanzan fires the 3. Off the back of the rim and out. Rebound collected by Rogden Hill. As the story of the second quarter for the Mountaineers kind of continuing here, Matt.
Yeah, just the shots not quite falling as often as they did in the first, but they're still playing pretty fundamentally solid basketball, and I like the ball movement here early in the second quarter. They always share the ball well, but right now I think a lot of unselfish offensive play here as Smith drives.
This layup will not fall, and that one does go out of place, so the Mountaineers will keep possession as 2 substitutions made as Dewahi and Oliver will check back in.
See if change here. Like they have such a deep bench. It's easy for them. As another great pass there from Maddie Anderson.
Dewahi tried to find Smith. She almost lost it. Does get it back. Screen by Oliver. Smith to Anderson. Pull up 3. No good. Rebound collected by Lazenby. Quickly, it's Rogden Hill. Guarded by Dewahi. She drives in the post. Kicks it back out to Lazenby. She'll drive. Her layup is good. The lead now cut down to 21 for the Mountaineers. Outlet pass by Drain to Anderson. Anderson to Oliver. Fakes it. Almost loses it. Keeps it alive in the corner. Takes the jumper and makes it. A big make for the Mountaineers as kind of a 4-point, maybe 6-point run for the Royals as that one almost picked off by Dewahi. Rogden Hill keeps it. Kicks it out. Lazenby for 3 and 1. A 4-point play.
Lazenby certainly been the MVP on Redeemer's side. A pretty physical half of basketball. I was going to say earlier that the rest had kind of put the whistles away a little bit on the last couple possessions. There had been some contact on either end, but that time, no doubt, as Maddie Anderson just makes a little too much contact on the follow-through of the shot. But the Redeemer Royals not going away quietly in this one. Obviously still a lot of ground to make up, but Lazenby certainly leading the charge here if there is going to be an attempted comeback.
Yeah, definitely the start to the third quarter in the second half they would have wanted if they're going to come back in this one. As Ross checked back in. Smith to Dewahi. Oliver drives in, kicks it out. Smith wide open. No good. Rebound collected by Rogden Hill. Almost had it lost and stolen away by Ross. Now Oliver finds Dewahi. Her layup, no good. Rebound collected as quickly with pace comes Lauren Van Dyke. That one kicked away and wide open. No good from Van Haugen as once again the Royals continue to press offensively. Oliver wide open for 3, short. Rebound collected. This time it's Van Raltiel. And Raltiel will find Lazenby. Lazenby to Rogden Hill. Maybe a bit of fatigue from the Royals. There's not a lot of movement on this offensive possession. Rogden Hill drives, hook shot. No good. Rebound collected by Drain. Now Oliver with it. She'll hand it right back off to Drain. Sydney Drain. Down low to Dewahi. Dewahi post in, layup, no good. Couldn't collect the rebound back. Is now Van Dyke pushing pace on Ross. Van Dyke drives, Ross staying in front, great defense. Oliver picks up the rebound, as once again it is Drain to Ross. Ross to Smith. Now Oliver. Dewahi open for 3, yes!
And there you go, just like that. finally the Mountaineers make a three-pointer after, oh, and Joanna Smith with a huge steal there.
Fatigue definitely on for both teams, but the Mountaineers will look to get another point out of this as Smith drives, layup, no good, but she is fouled. She'll get a chance at the line.
Harrison, when you're playing every week and you're playing maybe 2 games a week, I think you can really tell the level of fitness. I mean, not to say that the energy has completely fallen out of the game, but obviously you're trying to get back into, you know, that kind of mid-season form after a long extended break. And I think I would agree, it seems to be at least a certain level of fatigue is set in on either side, but it seemed like, I mean, the press had come out, Mountaineers came out really high energy, high octane in the start of this one, and fallen off just a little bit.
Yeah, I think comes with the misses as well, with the fatigue of not having played a regular season game since November 27th. For both teams, I think shot misses are really due to both teams playing better defense, but also added fatigue, as the Royals will keep possession as they make their first 2 subs of the third quarter.
Yeah, it's been a physical game too. I mean, a lot of tough contested play inside the paint, although there's been a lot of threes, but it's been a hard-fought battle on either end.
Lazenby with it. Shot clock winding down. She finds Rugden Hill. And a foul called on Oliver.
They'll get an inbound play. The Mountaineers have had great inbound defense today. See if the Royals can get off a clean shot. Still plenty of time. 14 seconds remain on the shot clock.
Oliver able to deflect that one again. The Royals will keep possession as Mountaineer, as you just said, Matt, inbound defense continues to excel. There's a bit of contact between Ogden Hill and Oliver. To Oliver's credit, she did have her arms up the whole time. So,
she had her handful with Tiffany Williams and Kendra Oliver, and Dawahi at times too, down in the paint. So, no love lost, I'm sure, but in that matchup.
That shot no good. Ross, nice pass to Drain as the fast break is on. The Drain couldn't find Dawahi. A little bit of contact, but no call. Again, it is Lazenby. Lazenby to Rogden Hill. She'll take a 3. No good. Rebound Oliver. Oliver to Ross. Ross will slow things down. Ross to Drain. Now Smith. Smith back to Ross. Her layup is good for 2 points.
Kate Ross taking on a bigger role in this game, and she's played really well, getting her first points of the half.
Obviously the injury to Vanessa Sophie, giving her a chance to get some more minutes. That one, no good. Rebound collected and the foul called on Oliver.
Not too pleased with that one, but I think there was enough contact on that to warrant a foul there. We'll get another look at it. Yeah, she's got a lot of ball there, but clearly enough to call the foul, and Tiffany Williams will relieve her for the time being.
Credit to Oliver for keeping her cool. Obviously did struggle a bit with that in the early parts of the season, but this time obviously allowed a bit of a reaction, but no reason to be given the technical, as first free throw is good. This time from Daniela Zondag. Second free throw, no good. Rebound battled for, but off the hands of Van Raltiel as the Mountaineers, as the Mountaineers will regain possession. It is once again Sydney Drain bringing it up. She'll find Ross. Ross to Williams, down low, kicks it out to Smith. Smith with a bit of room, finds Dawahi, mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound, kept alive by, that time it was Froze, who did a very good job. So once again, the Royals will have a chance to continue to cut into the Mountaineer lead. That one, battle for the loose ball. And the Mountaineers will force a turnover and take back possession.
Good job, Tiffany Williams got her, I mean, got her feet set and just used the size advantage there to force a turnover.
As Smith checks out this time for, once again, Abby Crawford. So now it is Drain bringing up the ball. Feels like she's been on the court the entire game. It's one of the few that maybe have played a lot of this. As Crawford's pass nearly stolen away, but the Mountaineers do luckily keep possession.
Seems like the Mountaineers trying to maybe slow down the game a little bit offensively. Not seeing as much speed. Credit them, and they have a lead built. Why not drain as much clock?
Has it stolen away? I think both teams were a little bit confused there.
Yeah.
I think the Royals had two defenders on Ross. Once again, the Royals trying to strike with O'Glenn. Plays it down low to Froze. Froze. Double teamed and a foul called.
Have to see what the call is there, as there were bodies kind of falling all over the place.
Royals to make another substitution. Continue to still be trailing, but definitely have shown more fight than most teams we've seen, Matt, once the Mountaineers do go on a run like they did in the first, and a big block from Dawahi. She plays it quickly up to Trafford. Trafford back to Ross. Ross hands it off to Drain. Back to Ross. Dawahi cutting in. Not quite open. Ross will bring it back up. Shot clock winding down. Finds Williams down low. She'll take the jumper. No good. Dawahi does get the rebound. She is just stepped out of bounds. So the Royals will once again take back possession.
Dawahi's seemingly got her juice back, as she's going to break up another one.
Intercepts that one like a wide receiver. Is now Ross with it. Gets a screen from Dawahi, kicks it out. Drain open for three. No good. Battle for the rebound is won by Williams. Finds Drain. Quickly across to Dawahi. Dawahi attacks. Layup. No good. Off the hands of Williams. And that one a bit careless there, but the Mountaineers will gladly take back possession, as once again they just can't seem to score, but it's not like they're trailing, so they'll look to just continue to do what they're doing.
They'll take as much offensive zone time as they possibly can, as Noble just kind of lost her grip on that ball, giving them another, I think it's this third or fourth chance now here on this possession.
Shot clock winds down again. Dawahi finds Williams. Williams, beautiful pass to Ross. No good. Now pushing pace the other way is Zondag, but she has it stolen away. Bit of revenge from Ross. Battle for the loose ball. Drain does pick it up and slow things down. Under 40 seconds to go in the third quarter, as Williams kicks it out to Trafford. Trafford to Dawahi. Dawahi back to Trafford. Trafford back to Williams. Her jump shot is good. A beautiful passing play from the Mountaineers to finally get those 2 points they've been looking for. Now the jumper the other way is good. That time, first make of the game for Faith Noble. As the game clock now down to 10 seconds, a chance for the elusive 2-for-1 that we saw in the second quarter. 5 seconds to go. Ross gonna have to shoot it. Actually, it'll be Dawahi, and a foul called with .1.
And we'll see if they can somehow get a shot off.
.1 seconds. It'll be interesting to see what the Mountaineers try to do.
Yeah.
Oh, with no time on the clock. Wasn't really, I don't even think it's physically possible to get up a shot.
I was going to say,
it's
maybe a tip, maybe like a deflection
I think
sort
it's
of
the
thing.
Derek Fisher rule. Derek Fisher scored, I think, with .4.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can shoot it in time before that.
No, I think you need some sort of deflection off of somebody or something like that.
Just
But
slam.
the margin for error is so razor thin with 0.1 of a second. So no, no slight against them for not getting that one off, and we'll see some third quarter highlights.
I don't think if they're going to talk about what we could have done better in that third quarter,
No.
I don't think that's going to be mentioned.
I don't think so. And I'm concerned they spent felt like 2 minutes in the Royals' end, in their on offense against the Royals, and the Royals just couldn't get it past half court. Noble managed to get a shot off, but they were played, a long stretch of time with the ball in their hands, and it's kind of what you want to do, drain as much clock as possible here with such a lead built.
Felt like we were watching hockey or soccer for a second with the amount of possession.
Absolutely.
But again, there was a bit of a stretch there where neither team could score. I think, again, it's the fatigue for both. Obviously, no one here is not in shape, but you had a month and a half off. I would have hoped everybody took a nice break.
Yeah.
So obviously first game back, but the Mountaineers, so far so good through 3 quarters, heading into the fourth up by 25.
Yeah, it's seeming like their undefeated season will continue, but the way Redeemer has fought today to, they haven't given up, haven't really relented at all. They've stayed in it despite, some frustrating moments. So you never know. Maybe they've find some late game magic here. Lazenby, who came out of the game in that third, I assume is going to come back in, and she's been, their premier scorer today, and we'll see if she can maybe help them mount, at least put some pressure and make these Mountaineers players stress a little bit.
Yeah, they haven't been stressing much this game, as we'll have to see if this fourth quarter will become a stressful affair, as the Royals will start with the inbound. This is Lazenby. She'll inbound it off to Zondag. Lays it down low to Van Raalte. Van Raalte can't find the shot. Now the shot from Noble, no good. Rebound collected by Zondag. Zondag down low to Van Raalte again. Noble with it. Kicks it out to Frost. Frost back to Van Raalte. She'll get a wide open layup. And a good offensive possession from the Royals. And a good start for them in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, that looked really good. Good ball movement. Didn't rush anything and got a good chance off in time.
Anderson. She drives in. Her layup is good.
Maddie Anderson getting herself involved early here in the fourth.
With the rare layup, usually it's almost always from 3, but this time she'll happily take that as Van Raalte drives. Layup is good over the much smaller Crawford, who actually defended that pretty well. So now will be Anderson once again. Hands it off to Fox. Fox to Williams. Williams, long corner pass, and out of bounds was Anderson. Unfortunate for her, as the Mountaineers do make their first substitution of the fourth quarter, and clearly for the size disadvantage, there's really nothing wrong with Trafford's defense, just not taller.
Yeah, they kind of have a bit of a small ball lineup out there right now, so Dewey will get into the game and give him some of that length and size again. Oh, it's okay.
As into the game and then back into the desk goes Dewey, but she seems to be okay, as her first instinct was saying sorry. What a great Canadian.
What a good Canadian, and all the equipment seems to be good, so no harm, no foul.
Just happy she didn't dive on us.
Yeah. Thought I had like my 3D glasses on,
Yeah, exactly.
Came right at me there.
Once again, it will be the Royals, but a offensive foul. I think that is the first offensive foul that has been called in this game. Not really many charges we have seen, or even attempts from either team.
No, the screen game has been pretty disciplined, I would say. But that one, as you see the replay, pretty cut and dry.
So now the Mountaineers will inbound the ball as the coach Ritakanu was waiting for the high five, and luckily he got it, put a smile on his face That would have been pretty sad not to get that high five as Anderson to Williams. Hands it off to Smith. Smith left wide open. No good. Rebound collected by Williams. Back to Smith. Smith into the corner. Anderson. Anderson drives. Down low to Williams. Williams to Fox. Catch and shoot. No good. Rebound collected again by the Mountaineers. Smith's mid-range jumper is blocked. Rebound collected once again as now it's Dawahi to Anderson. Open for three. This time it goes.
Great offensive rebound, and the fatigue setting in a little bit. Maybe for the Royals is they kind of need to get their feet moving there, and the Mountaineers were just kind of buzzing around and dominating that end of the floor.
Dawahi almost ran into Sabtir.
So Dawahi just attacking
off the bench and everywhere. That's one thing we've been talking about, the deep bench that the Mountaineers have, a platoon of great players. Is that three no good? And a foul called on the Mountaineers on Joanna Smith. So the Royals will keep possession, but you know, we've never really seen anyone that's come off the bench for the Mountaineers come in slow. Usually they're explosive, it'll be a steal or an assist. Is why he does continue that trend.
Yeah, they do a great job providing that energy, and I think that's what kills all these teams. That's what's leading to all these big blowouts. I mean, we really haven't seen a game for them that hasn't ended in a blowout, just because they can go 9, 10 people deep in this lineup, and everybody brings the juice every time.
Long pass does work as now Noble, guarded by Dawahi and Anderson. Three-pointer up, no good. Rebound for Frost, and she'll put it in. Once again, the lead getting closer and closer to the 30 points. Something we've grown accustomed to with the Mountaineers. Anderson with it, finds Fox. Fox down low to Williams. Williams spin move shot, oh my.
That was pretty. We're gonna get a whole bunch of changes here for Redeemer as hopes of a comeback seemingly dashed as Mohawk has regained kind of their prime form, I would say, here in the fourth quarter.
Pass down low, layup, no good, but a clear foul as Van Ralty will get a chance at the line for two. Mountaineers also making a couple changes of their own with Oliver and Guanzan checking in.
I liked Rachel Guanzan's game today. I thought this was one of the better, or if not the best performance we've seen from her. She's moved the ball exceptionally well. She had a little bit of struggled in some games to shoot, and she's had a couple good shots fall for today. So it certainly doesn't hurt when your players coming off the bench, like we said before, are playing at such a high level.
For sure, it does not hurt as first free throw. No good from Van Ralty. Second free throw does fall for her. Now the Mountaineers nearing the impossible territory of a comeback for the Royals. As it is Dawahi. Plays it down low, Williams. Kick out for Guanzan. Fake the three. Back to Williams. She'll take a jumper and makes another one. As you said, Rachel Guanzan's game too unselfish.
Yeah, she's just, I mean, you could say that for a lot of players on this team, but I think today she's really been a exemplary, unselfish basketball player, and she's been facilitating the offense really well to her teammates. Maddie Anderson will get credited with a block there, it looks like.
She won't be a block, it will be called a foul first. So
looked clean from this angle.
It did a little bit further from us, but we'll give the referee the,
benefit of the doubt? Benefit of the angle?
Benefit of the angle. He's the referee and we're just the commentators.
Yeah, fair enough.
As Van Dyke does make both, so maybe ball don't lie, Matt. As
perhaps.
Guanzan will bring it up. Guanzan to Dawahi. Dawahi drives in, kicks it out. Anderson, no hesitation. Unlucky is in and out for her. Inbound pass, sorry, the outlet pass is deflected away. Some great defense from Anderson as after that missed three, she decided, give me back the ball. And she does get the Mountaineers another possession. There's Williams to Guanzan. Guanzan to Oliver. Oliver with the shot clock winding down. Long pass to Anderson. Anderson to Williams. Williams takes the jumper and makes another one. Almost effortless, Matt.
Absolutely, she's turned it up a notch here in the fourth, and any fatigue seemed to have almost overcome and hit a second wave of energy here. So putting this one well out of reach. Oh,
Nice. A bit of contact starting off from Brogden Hill as Williams will be good, held back as a very good move there by Dawahi. She's made a lot of good steals, but I think that's the best steal she made, was stealing Tiffany Williams away.
yeah, I think
she was mad for a reason.
I mean, and fair enough. I mean, Tiffany Williams, that was, I would say, easily a flagrant foul.
I mean, yeah, that was just clearly a push.
Yeah.
I think she was upset. It's been a rough game, and instead of wanting to score more points, she wants to push Tiffany Williams.
Well, you know what? If you're Tiffany Williams and you're this Mohawk squad, just point to the scoreboard.
Yeah, she'll probably get maybe a sub to just cool her down, as you know, she's been the last couple possessions making a ton of mid-range shots and clearly getting under the skin of Brogden Hill.
Yeah, no, I think obviously if you're on this Redeemer team, you've been down 20 plus points since about the end, before the end of the first, midway through the first, they were down this kind of deficit. So understandable that some frustration may set in.
Imagine if you're Brogden Hill and Williams is making all those jumpers on you really effortlessly. Obviously, on top of everything else, you will get frustrated, but I'm sure the referee's having a discussion whether it should be called a flagrant or not. It just seemed like a push, obviously. And a technical foul.
And Tiffany Williams getting a tech.
That's an interesting call. I didn't really, and obviously she was upset, but I don't really know it's merited a technical for her.
Maybe the delay in the gameplay just to calm her down, but regardless, you said this one's all but a formality essentially at this point, so.
Still more confusion as I think both coaching staffs trying to figure out if they're allowed to sub players in or not.
They'll shoot their technical free throw here. Maybe the ball doesn't lie again there, Harrison.
Maybe not, as that free throw definitely was one they would like to get back. As now Smith will have her chance.
Flagrant one shot there. And Smith making good.
She makes both of her free throws, and the game will resume. Now Anderson on the inbound once again. Anderson, long outlet pass, layup is good for Oliver, and a 30-point lead for the first time for the Mountaineers. Sorry, not a 30-point lead, a 29-point lead.
Almost there.
Almost there. Ralty gets it right back. She'll kick it out in the corner to Van Dyke. Van Dyke back to Van Ralty. Takes the jumper, plays it down low to Froze. No good. Rebound collected by Guanzan. Guanzan to Anderson. Drive, kicks it out in the corner. Smith for three. Oh, good. Rebound collected by Van Ralty. Van Dyke bringing it up now for the Royals. Plays it down low to Van Ralty. Goes for the layup and a foul called on Oliver. Just jumped a little bit too early, which will send the Royals not to the line, or
Yeah, I think
in the bonus.
into the bonus, yep. And a timeout's going to be called by the Royals bench.
Timeout called, as you said, Matt, by the Royals as they are into the bonus. As not many timeouts have been called as both coaching staffs trying to work the rust out of their teams with the first game being back, but for the Mountaineers it's been all smiles for the most part.
Yeah, despite the flagrant foul we saw there before that elicited that reaction from Tiffany Williams, it has been all smile. They have tons to smile about. They should be going 9-0 now on the year. They will be one of the, like we said before, one of the 3 remaining teams to stay undefeated this season, and a great all-around team performance. Really, everyone from the starters to the bench did their part, and as long as things stay the course and a miracle, 30-point, 29-point comeback doesn't materialize out of thin air here, I think it's safe to say Mohawk has done enough.
Yeah, I think they've done more than enough, especially with only 4 minutes on the clock. As both teams will take back to the court. The Royals will have their 2 free throws. As Walty does make her first. Second free throw, no good. Oliver able to get that rebound. A press coming from the Royals, but they will eventually head back. Anderson to Smith. Smith to Oliver, now Dawahi. Gwanzan. Gwanzan to Oliver in the corner. Oliver, long pass to Anderson. Shot clock winding down and a travel called. So the Royals will take back possession.
Royals gonna have to use an opposite strategy, probably get shots off as quick as possible here.
That one stolen away by Oliver, goes down hard and a foul called. Just the physicality continues.
It's been a pretty physical game right from the first quarter.
Yes, it has. It would start off with the Mountaineers being more physical, but quickly turned into the Royals. As now Dawahi with it. To Smith. Smith to Gwanzan. Gwanzan outside to Oliver. Oliver to Smith. Shot clock winding down. Plays it down low. Anderson's layup, no good. Now once again, ball being brought up by Van Raalte. She drives on Smith. Her layup is good. Definitely one of the better players in this fourth quarter for the Redeemer Royals. Anderson down low. Dawahi was almost left open. Her turning shot, no good. Smith all over Van Houligan, but she's able to find Van Dyke. Van Dyke down low is once again Van Raalte. She tries to kick it out, but stolen away by Anderson. Maddie Anderson driving, layup, no good, but rebound collected by Dawahi.
Dawahi just waiting there to clean up the rebound, and can almost credit Maddie Anderson with an assist, and Joanna Smith gets a steal there.
Smith goes down hard. I think it's just a cramp by the way she is reacting, as both teams do make a substitution.
should be well. Take a short injury timeout here.
Seemed to be, from what I heard, Matt, just a double cramp for Joanna Smith.
Can't imagine it's much fun.
No, I can't imagine. I don't even know how that's possible.
No.
The human body.
I guess so. Well, she seems to be getting up, so.
She was all smiles.
She was all smiles there. So she'll shoot her free throws, I believe.
Very good. We have a great physician or nurse, whatever it may be, because I don't know anything about the human body.
We would not do a good job.
No, we would not.
Stay behind the mic.
Yeah, well, gladly, as long as no one jumps into us.
No, we don't. Oh, well.
Well, we did have one person. Well, you know what? To Dwayne's credit, she did a great job of making sure she didn't hit us.
And she apologized, before she even finished, falling into us. So, credit to her.
And she apologized to the monitor.
Exactly.
And the monitor's okay.
And the monitor took the worst of it.
Exactly. I think that playing to the monitor has been a good reflection of how this game has been.
Absolutely.
Physical.
Physicality, but Mountaineers fighting through and maintaining a huge lead here late in the game.
I think it's the perfect game to have after a nice break. Is a nice physical game. Obviously not close, but definitely physical. As the three from Anderson, no good. Rebound collected once again by Lazenby. She drives in. Lazenby out to Noble. Has it tipped away by Anderson. Now Oliver finds Anderson. Almost out of her reach, but she keeps it alive. Back out. Wanzan. Dawahi drives. Layup is good. And now back up by 30 with 2 minutes on the clock. You can pretty much seal it. But the Royals will try to get some more points on the board as Frost left wide open for three, no good. Rebound off the fingers of Noble is now Dawahi on the fast break still. Kicks it out to Drain, will play it right back out to Anderson. Anderson drives, foul is called. So it will be an inbound for the Mountaineers. Anderson's first free throw is good. Second free throw goes down as well. The Mountaineers will make another substitution with Anderson coming out of the game for Ross, who's been very good off the bench, as you noted, Matt, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, a lot of players whose names we don't say quite as often, like a Ross and the Gwanzans, really stepped up in big roles today. Obviously, we said Vanessa Sophie unfortunately had to exit after a collision and some technical foul to Tiffany Williams. There was more room available in terms of minutes played, and those players really have made their mark, and a big one falls there with time expiring on the shot clock.
Frost deceived, which was actually defended very well. It was not like lackluster defense of the Mountaineers does fall. Now it is Oliver. Back to Dawahi. She drives, her layup does roll in. As the Royals make what could be their last substitution with 1 minute and 4 seconds left to go in this one. In what was at times felt like it could become a game, Matt, with how the Royals played in the second quarter. But however, the Mountaineers did pull away.
Never really happened, and the Mountaineers really come away with another dominant statement victory.
Gwanzan to Ross. Ross to Dawahi. Back to Gwanzan. Gwanzan drives. Layup is good. The final, maybe one of the final substitutions for the Royals being made is checking into the game is Megan Mosey, who we have not seen. Now will be Van Dyke. Plays it outside to Zondag. Zondag back to Van Dyke. No room being given to the Royals, even with this game being all but over. Shot by Noble, no good. Rebound collected by Oliver. She'll find Drain, and Drain will dribble this one out to applause from the crowd as the Mountaineers do start 2026 off the way they left 2025 with a dominant victory, this time over the Redeemer Royals, as they move up to 9-0, still undefeated after another dominant win, as the women with the coaching staff celebrating a nice victory. But clearly this is just another building block to their step onto the playoffs, as handshakes will be made. You get a nice highlight package of how this one went down. It was once again the short passes, but in the first quarter it was all about the three-pointers, as the Mountaineers seemingly could not miss as they continue their undefeated season. And we will have a post-game victory interview from Matt Jandrew. We'll just have to wait and see who is the MVP of this one. As right after this, we also have the men's game, but before that, we will be heading over to Matt with the post-game interview.
Thank you, Harrison. I'm here with the player of the game, Malik Dawahi. Malik, you guys came out after the break really hot. What helped you guys get in an offensive rhythm, especially early on in the game?
I think just always pushing, playing hard. Doesn't matter where they're ranked, where we're ranked, just always coming out and playing our hardest and just playing together as a team.
And you mentioned your ranking. You guys improved to 9-0. Is that something you're thinking about game to game, or is it a fresh start, record, clean slate every time you're out on the court?
No, we just honestly go out and we play hard. It doesn't matter who we're playing. We just go out there and we just want to win. We have this saying, kill their will. So we just go out with that mentality every game.
Awesome. Well, it's been really fun to watch. Congratulations, and we look forward to watching the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Malik, as kill the will is the quote for the women's basketball team, as just as they both said, they improved to 9-0, and we will now have the men's game coming up in about 20 to 30 minutes, so go take a break. We will be back in 20. The Mountaineers women do win. Next up will be the men's game.